How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Manchester City against Arsenal. It's the top two teams in the Premier League. So, like I said, it's Manchester City against Arsenal. It's not the Premier League yet in terms of the game. It's the FA Cup, but it may well be a little bit of a curtain raiser, maybe a little indication as to what is going to happen in the league matches. Now, like I said, it is the FA Cup. Now, normally, this is the kind of game where there'll be wholesale changes. This will be an opportunity to give players that are not been playing a lot of minutes an opportunity. But I actually don't think that's going to happen in this game because it is Manchester City. Now, I'm not really looking at their team and what they could possibly go with because they have an unbelievable squad. And it doesn't really matter who they play. When you look at their starting 11 and they're saying, oh, look, they're resting some players this week, you're thinking, my word, how unreal is this squad? So when I look at it, it's not worth worrying about. It's not worth thinking about what Manchester City are going to do because it's going to be a strong 11 regardless. I do think that Pep Guardiola will go with a really strong side because I think psychologically this could be a big game in terms of the outcome for the remainder of the season. If Arsenal were to go to the Etihad and win, how big would that be? How big a result could that be running forward for the rest of the season? It could give so much belief to the players that they can go there, they can beat them. But on the flip side, if they go there and get beaten, badly, then it will start to, raise doubts in people's minds. I don't think it really raised doubts in Arsenal fans' minds. More people from the outside that are waiting for us to fall at the moment. But I'm looking at the game and I'm thinking, you know what? This is a really good opportunity. This is a really big game and a big moment for us to go and show what we're all about. Our recent visits to Manchester City over the last few years have not been great. We're conceding a ridiculous amount of goals and everything else. So it'd be a good opportunity to see where we actually are. Because right now, we are the best team in the Premier League. Without a shadow of a doubt. It's that simple. We're the best team in the Premier League. The table don't lie. The facts don't lie. Even Pep Guardiola will tell you, we are the best team right now in the Premier League. So it is the top two sides. And footballing wise, it should be good. I know normally when you say that, it ends up being a 0-0. But yeah, we don't want extra time. And we need to just kind of go out there and show what we're about. Because this will be one that people are looking at and people are going, let's see what happens in this game. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an interesting battle. And like I said, I think Mikel Arteta is going to go strong. I think you need to remember the fixtures have actually fell quite kindly to us at the moment. We've got this game on the Friday night and then we don't play again for another 8 days until we play Everton. So for me, that's actually perfect. We also don't have a Europa League game coming up because we won our group, which means unlike Manchester United, we don't have to play a qualifying game. So we've got another 2 games spare that we're not going to be playing, and that means that midweek games are not going to get crowded and congested. So for me, that is very, very important. So I think he's going to go with a strong lineup. And with that said, let's go and get into my predicted 1 to 11. Starting off in goal, Aaron Ramsdale. I do think Aaron Ramsdale is going to play. It's as simple as that. I just think that, like I said, he's going to go strong and he's going to play Aaron Ramsdale. Right back is where I would make a change. And I bring in Tomiyasu. I think Ben White had a poor first half against Man United. He looked a little bit tired. So it would do him good to have a bit of a rest. I think Tomiyasu, when he came on, helped change the game down that side and nullified, any threat that Manchester United were posing in the first half. And they weren't able to do it in the second because of him. So I'd have Tomiyasu there all day long. In the centre defence, right-hand side, first of all, William Saliba, he will play. It's as simple as that. There's no risk of yellow cards and all this rubbish anymore. William Saliba, for me, plays all day long. Left centre-back, Gabriel. Again, going to go with the strongest centre-back pairing. It's as simple as that. Left back, I'm going to go with Zinchenko. I think he will play. It's nothing on Kieran Tierney. I just think Zinchenko going back to the Etihad, it's a big game and we need a big player, and he is one of them. And I think he starts all day long. Centre midfield, first of all, Thomas Partey. Again, strongest player. Right now, there's talk about Arsenal in the transfer market looking for centre midfielders. The reality is we don't have any other centre midfielders right now. Elneny's injured and could possibly be out for the rest of the season. And Lokonga, I don't want him playing in centre midfield at the Etihad. Sorry, but no. Thomas Partey all day long. Alongside him, xhaka. Again, simple decision because of the reasons that I just gave with our centre midfield area. xhaka all day long. The attacking areas on the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka. All day long, he plays for me. None of this resting and whatever. I've already explained it. We've got 8 days till our next game. Bukayo Saka starts for me. In the middle, odegaard. There is a shout that maybe an smithrowe, but he's not had a lot of minutes since he's come back. And he is still at the early stages of his return. You don't start him against Manchester City at the Etihad. It's a game where you could probably give him another 15, 20 minutes or so. Not ready to start. Odegaard for me all day long. On the left-hand side, this is where I would make a change. And I will go with Trossard on that left-hand side instead of Martinelli. Martinelli hasn't looked the same since we've returned from the World Cup. Looks a little leggy at times. And I would take him out of the firing line for me. And I would give Trossard the minutes. Looked very good when he came on against Manchester United. And I think it's a very straightforward decision. Up front, main striker, Eddie Nketiah. And again, I think this is a very straightforward decision because we don't have any real strength in depth in that area. Gabriel Jesus, not far from a return now. But obviously, there isn't anybody else apart from Eddie. And I think that he will do the job. He's been very, very good since we've come back from the World Cup and his performances and everything else. So no issue with it at all. So listen, there we go. That is my predicted lineup. 2 changes from the starting lineup against Manchester United. And what we've seen of late, Tomiyasu coming in for Ben White and Trossard coming in for Gabriel Martinelli. So listen, let me know in the comments section what you think. Do you agree or disagree? If you disagree, what changes would you make? Remember, like I said, we've got 8 days until our next game. So going strong is good. I've got no problem with it at all. And remember, we're playing Manchester City. It's going to be a big, big game. And I'm looking forward to it. That's for sure. So listen, if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. And I will see you lot soon. I'm out of it.